because he is learning to get on without Megan. I
Yeah.
think that's part of it because she only brings stress and a lot of drama. And I've always said just, recently that he needs to not have any contact with her or feel like he needs to just move on without her because he'll be a lot better off without Megan.
Breaking news from Royal Land. One Markle is learning to walk again, another is selling candles you cannot light, and Parliament is sharpening its pencils over royal titles. If this sounds like three different dramas, welcome to the modern monarchy, where every week feels like a soap opera written by a committee. Quick favor before we jump in. If you are enjoying Royal Top Stories, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. It is free, it takes a second, and it helps us keep the crown jewels of gossip polished. Thank you if you did. Now back to the show. Let us start with the quietest headline that somehow says the loudest thing. Thomas Markle Sr., Meghan Markle's father, is reportedly recovering in the Philippines after losing part of his leg due to a blood clot. Heavy stuff. But here's the twist that has people talking. Sources say he is doing better now that he has no contact with Meghan. He is losing weight, learning to move again, and staying in touch with his other children. The man is literally rebuilding himself piece by piece, and emotionally, he has apparently cut out what he considers the most stressful part of his life. Transition moment, because this is where the story flips from sad violin music to awkward silence. Meghan, according to reports, has no intention of reconciling. The famous letter was apparently a one-and-done goodbye. No calls, no olive branches, no family Christmas card with glitter on it. It is the kind of family drama that makes your own relatives look like a United Nations peace summit. Now, pause for perspective. This is not just about family feelings, it's about image. The Markle family on one side saying, "We are focused on his health," Meghan on the other side staying silent, and the public standing in the middle like, so who is telling the truth? It's like watching two press teams play chess with emotions instead of pawns. And just when you think the story cannot get more surreal, enter the business empire. Or, should we say, the wickless wonder. Meghan's lifestyle brand drops luxury candles, luxury price, luxury packaging, and then no wick. Yes, you heard that right. A candle you cannot light. That's not a candle, that's a scented paperweight with ambition. Multiple buyers and influencers have opened their boxes and found a smooth block of wax staring back at them like, "Good luck, mate." Instructions say, "Trim the wick before lighting." What wick? It's like buying a car with no steering wheel and being told to enjoy the ride. Transition, because this is where branding meets reality. Meghan sells herself as detail-oriented, a perfectionist, a curator of elegance. But when a batch of candles goes out without the one thing that makes a candle, the metaphor writes itself. You cannot fake craftsmanship. You cannot manifest a wick. And the timing is brutal. Valentine's promotions, jam or spread confusion, and now candles that do nothing. It is starting to feel less like a luxury launch and more like a clearance sale of good intentions. Nothing says romance like raspberry spread and a candle that refuses to participate. Now let us zoom out from Montecito and swing back to Windsor, where another royal subplot is simmering. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Their father, Prince Andrew, remains radioactive in public opinion. Reports swing wildly between "they have cut him off" and "they are seen riding horses with him." One paper says estranged, another says supportive. It is royal Schrodinger's cat. He is both abandoned and embraced until a photograph collapses the wave function. But here's the political twist. This is not just tabloids talking. Members of Parliament have been calling for the removal of Beatrice and Eugenie's titles altogether, not because of anything the sisters have done personally, but because of the shadow of their father. The argument is simple. If the monarchy is slimming down and modernizing, why keep titles that confuse the public and tie the institution to scandal? Transition time again, because this is where sympathy and strategy collide. Beatrice and Eugenie are daughters. They are also symbols. In private, they are family. In public, they are walking billboards for the House of York. When they appear with Andrew, the message is not father and daughter, it is royal unity. And that is exactly what critics say should stop. Royal biographers argue this is a calculated rehabilitation attempt. Sad photos, quiet outings, family scenes. The classic formula: show him as a grandfather, not a disgraced duke. But the counterpoint is loud. No apology, no volunteering, no visible accountability. Just optics. And optics without action are like candles without wicks. They look nice, but they do nothing. Now connect the dots. On one side, Thomas Markle recovering without Meghan. On another, Meghan selling products that are not quite working. On another, Beatrice and Eugenie caught between loyalty and Parliament. Three different stories, one shared theme: separation. Thomas separates from Meghan and seems healthier. Meghan separates from the royal machine and struggles to prove relevance. Beatrice and Eugenie are being pushed to separate from their father's shadow or risk losing their royal shine. It's like the monarchy's unofficial slogan this year is less contact, more consequences. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The public is no longer impressed by titles alone. Parliament is questioning them. Consumers are questioning brands attached to them. Families are breaking under them. A duke's daughter can be loved, but a duke's reputation still stains the crown. So where does this leave us? Thomas Markle walking again, slowly but steadily. Meghan Markle pushing products that raise eyebrows. Beatrice and Eugenie walking a political tightrope, with Parliament watching and photographers waiting. It's not a fairy tale. It's a reality show with constitutional implications. Final transition, because this is the big takeaway. The royal story is no longer about castles and carriages, it's about credibility. Who looks honest? Who looks careless? Who looks calculated? And in 2026, the public judges faster than the Privy Council. Thank you for watching Royal Top Stories. Your time means everything to us.